In this video, I'm going to go over the toolbar on the left-hand side here. I'm actually going to split this video up into probably 3 at least parts. This way, if you are looking for a certain tool, in a 10 or 15 minute video, you'll be able to find it, rather than having to try to search through, an hour plus video. So over here on the left hand side, we have the toolbar, and our first tool is the selection tool. So I've gone ahead and drawn some shapes out here. Now the first way to select something is just click on it. See how my cursor changes? And you're able to select it that way. The second way is to left click and draw a box around something. All of them, or one, or two, however. Now I can left click here and draw a box around the star and the triangle, and even though I have some of the rectangle, it's not going to select that because I don't have all of the rectangle. Alright. And then we have the layers panel, where you can simply be in your selection tool and click on each layer. So that's 3 basic ways to select something. Now, when I have something selected, let me go ahead and zoom in here a little bit. I'll move these out of the way. Alright, so in our selection tool, we have basic handles and advanced handles. The basic handles have these little icons here showing you, basically what it does. The advanced only has nodes, alright, which do the same things, but I like having it on basic so I can see what I'm doing here. So here's the rotate, and I'm going to show you that last because there is an adjustment that you can make to that. So we'll start over here on the right center, and if I drag it out, it makes it longer. Push it in, it makes it skinnier. This one here gives me free transform, and then this one here pulls it down to the bottom or pushes it up to the top. This one here on the left hand side in the middle, you can move it left or right. You cannot move it up or down, just left or right. Right? And then this one here, you can move it anywhere on the mat you would like, or your workspace. And this one here, you can move it up or down, but you cannot move it left to right. Okay? Let me go ahead and make this more of a square here. Alright, so then we have our rotate handles. Now I can rotate freely, right? Or I can hold the shift key and rotate in increments. Now this is 15-degree increments. I can change that. I can change it in Edit Preferences, Edit, and right here. So if I do 45 and click OK, and I hold the shift key and I rotate, you can see it goes in 45-degree angle. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go to Edit, Preferences, Edit, and change this back to 15. Okay, so that's the basic handles. And then we have the advanced. You can move it up or down, but you can't move it side to side. Okay, so they do the same things, they're just a different look. And Another thing that you can do when you are in advanced, let me go ahead and zoom in here, is if I hover above this node, I see two half arrows, one pointing left, one pointing right. That means that I can left click and I can skew the image. Okay. That's how you do that. And you can actually do it up or down as well. Alright. I do prefer the basic. Okay, so let's go ahead and go on to the next tool, which is selection. Now I have a rectangle here, but I want to only show the outlines. And I'm going to grab my brush and go ahead and make a mark here up close to that rectangle. Alright, let me go ahead and delete this one because I did want it closer to the rectangle. And I deleted the rectangle. So let me select this shape and delete it. Okay, so back to selection. Sometimes when you get an SVG file, you have things in it that you just want to delete, and you can use the selection for that. So I'll just go ahead and draw a shape around that, and you can see it only selected the shape that's inside the rectangle. Now if I were to, let me deselect that. If I were to try and select the rectangle and the shape, well, if I can do it right, here we go, then it doesn't select anything. If I select outside of the rectangle, but I'm selecting this inside, it selects what's inside, but not the rectangle. Okay, and then I can go ahead and hit delete on the keyboard and get rid of that. So this works good with the node editor at times. So that brings us to the shape tool. Now let me zoom out here. What the shape tool does, if you hover over it, it says shape tool to edit the nodes in an outline. So if I select this and I click on my rectangle here, the nodes should pop up. There we go. Little finicky. Alright, so this is selected. I don't know, let me zoom in here. Can you see the difference? There's a color in that one and not in that one. So if I were to hover over that and grab it, I could resize it however I'd like. And then if I go to my color and make sure that it has a color set, and I hit enter, go back to documents, turn on my color, now I have a new shape. The bounding box will stay the square because that's what I started with, but this is the new shape. Okay, so let me go ahead and delete that, and I'll do a circle. All right, draw out a circle here, and then I will go to the shape tool, and you can see your nodes here. All right, so you don't have to be in outline mode to get your nodes. Let's go to the shape tool, click on that. Now you do have 4 different options up here, and I will get into these in a future video. Right now I'm just giving you the basics of these tools because they do a lot more than what I'm showing you, but I just want to get you started. So I can grab this and I can move it to reshape my circle. I can also grab a hold of these handles and I can reshape it that way. Okay, and how many nodes you have in a shape just depends on what the shape is. Okay, now as you can see, it's kind of finicky, but that's a user error. You know, that's just me. Alright, so there's sort of a heart out of a circle. Alright, so that's how the shape tool works. And then the next tool that we have is the type tool. So in the type tool, you have 4 different tools. You have the type tool, you have the vertical type tool, you have the type on a path, and type on a path, and type on an arc. Okay, so let's go ahead and select all of that. Control A will select everything on your mat, and I'll go ahead and move that over and just demonstrate this here. So I'm going to just type out the Starcraft, but I need to click on my mat. I'm not going to worry about the color or the spacing or anything like that. I already have a video on how to change the color in the fill and stroke, and also in the document panel text, how to use your tools to do your letter spacing and line spacing and all that stuff. Alright, so then I have the vertical type tool, and all I'm doing is left clicking and holding here. Sorry about that. And highlighting what tool I want, and then I just let go of the mouse. Okay, so I'll go ahead and type create, and then the next tool we have is type on a path. I haven't gotten into any paths yet, but I will just go ahead and grab my draw tool, and I'll be going over those tools next. And I'll left click, and hit enter. And then I will make sure that I'm in type on a path tool, and I'll left click here on the path, and I'll type software. Now I can come back here and click here and hit the space bar to get that more even, and not have the W way over here, the A up here, and the RE down here. Okay, so that's how that works. Now if I go to my selection tool to get rid of this outline here, I can go up to text, convert text to outlines, and it gets rid of that. Alright, and then we have type on an arc. Okay, it says arch, but I always think that an arc is a shape and an arch is like a structural kind of thing. Okay, anyway, so let me go ahead and type is awesome. And select it. And I'll move it over here where you can see it better. Now I have options up here, and I also have options for the type on a path, and I didn't show you that, but I'll be showing you in future videos. You always, when you're in your tools, you want to check your options up here. Okay, and I obviously in this video forgot to tell you that until now. Okay, so our arc radius, we have where we can adjust it this way. We have a start angle where this is going to basically just go around in a circle. And then we have inside or outside. So inside is going to make it curve up, and outside is going to make it curve down. Okay. Let me get this back up here where you can see it. All right. So those are the 4 type tools. All right. So I think I'm going to end this video here. And the next one, I'll go over these next 4 here. So thanks for watching.